it came out recently that James Gunn's Superman, which we just heard hype after hype after hype from the bots and the shills online about how it had turned a massive profit, 2 weeks into filming, how it was destroying Man of Steel and on and on. And that turned out to be completely untrue. We got a report recently that it lost a ton of money at the theater, and now it has debuted on streaming, and it is not doing well there. And I also have a reminder for those in this Snyder gun battle, which is interesting. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. Appreciate all your support and checking out the channel. Do me a favor, like and subscribe. I think we're fewer than 10 from 200. We seem to have stalled, and I think I know why. I noticed I had never paid attention to this before. I just happened to notice the other day that any video I do that is not praiseworthy of James Gunn gets ratioed. The gun stands show up and they dislike the video. It's kind of wild. And what's really wild is I don't hate or love James Gunn. I like things he's done. Things like he does that I think are terrible. Same with Zack Snyder. It's not either or for me in any way, shape, or form. But hold on to that thought because we got a reminder for you later on. But this was the fact that it lost a lot of money. And then, of course, we had this. A lot of people were very, very disappointed in where Peacemaker went in season two, especially the ending. A lot of people just hated, hated the final episode. They thought it was a terrible final episode. I think James Gunn knew that that's the reaction he was going to get, which is absolutely wild. And then we have this. Now, it looks great on the surface, and I get it. 513 million minutes. Seems like the film was a critical, theatrical, and streaming hit. Well, we know it wasn't a theat. See, this is where you say, well, wait a minute. Why am I paying attention to Scream Scoop when they're telling me a movie that lost what 40, $50 million was a theatrical hit? A movie that did less than Man of Steel, even before factoring in inflation. But as you can see here, number four, that seems great, right? 513 million minutes. Ilio, which was ahead of it by one and did debut a day earlier. So, per day, maybe Superman beats it, but also that is a movie from Disney that was an absolute disaster, lost a ton of money at the box office. And then if we dig a little deeper, we find out stuff like this. Superman streaming ratings worse than Captain America and, yes, folks, Black Adam. In the first 3 days, but outpaces competition in daily average viewership. Captain America, Brave New World, and Black Adam, Superman could not handle them. And by the way, it debuted at number four. Let's be on Nielsen's streaming movie top 10 just 3 days on HBO Max. But while it did that, what we will see here is it did not. Let me see. I think I just passed it. Maybe it says it up here. But anyway, I can tell you because I already know it did not make Nielsen's top 10 in general, even though it had just released on streaming. So that's clearly an issue. And we have, I think this is the same thing. Yeah, flops and HBO Max trails Black Adam and Marvel, but I think we have the minutes here, which is what I want to talk about. 513 million minutes over its first 3 days, four on the movie charts, failing to break into Nielsen's overall top 10, which is what I wanted to mention. But here you go. In comparison, Marvel's Captain America Brave New World started with 750 million minutes over 4 days. Thunderbolts hit 702 million minutes in five. They both made the Nielsen movie and overall charts. Now on daily, Superman does squeak out an advantage over Brave New World, 187 million to 171 million, but that is not a big difference. Now, look, here's the thing. If Warner Brothers does not get sold, I don't think James Gunn is out. I don't think this is a disaster for the start of James Gunn's DCEU. Okay, so don't be clear. I'm not saying the sky is falling. What I am saying it is not the success that a lot of people thought it was, and DC might have some things to say with James Gunn in terms of the direction he goes. That's what it might impact. Absolutely, it is going to go forward, but there may be some changes in the direction in terms of what James Gunn wanted to do. And one last thing I want to leave you with, just for those of you that may forget, Dawn of the Dead. And here's a great example, again, just for the gun people that think I hate James Gunn. Love Guardians of the Galaxy, by the way. Dawn of the Dead, the remake, So in general, I'm not a fan of remakes, and a lot of people think I don't like Gunn. I absolutely love the 2004 remake of Dawn of the Dead, written by who? James Gunn, directed by who? Zack Snyder. Yes, one of my favorite zombie movies, and I love zombie movies. By the way, yesterday I just dropped a top 10 underrated horror movies you might not have seen but need to video on the channel, so go check that out. But this is one of my favorite zombie movies, the 2004 remake Dawn of the Dead, written by James Gunn, directed by Zack Snyder. I loved it. So I mean, if the gun people want to hate me for being critical of Superman, I'm just reporting on how it is done and giving you my take. I didn't really like it very much. I didn't think it was a good Superman in terms of the character for Superman in terms of Clark Kent. I think it was nothing like Man of Steel. I thought Man of Steel was a lot better, but for me, the GOAT still is the original with Christopher Reeve. I don't know that anyone's going to top that, but I just didn't like seeing Superman being a beta, getting beat up all the time, saving squirrels but not people, and then he's the no-show for the ending battle with the invading countries. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for checking out the video. Really do appreciate it. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I will talk to you later.